Hello and welcome to the updates and your opportunity to voice your opinion out for the very first time in Sri Lanka, and we are live for the match reaction and player ratings. Manchester United 4, Newcastle 1, the Portuguese invasion, or you can call it the Portuguese revolution. What a night it was for Manchester United. Ronaldo making an instant impact with a brace. Bruno Fernandes with a worldly of a goal, and Jesse Lingard to finish things off. What a night for Manchester United. In proper words, Ronaldo started things off, Bruno Fernandes decorated it, and Jesse Lingard finished it. But yes, don't forget that Pogba has bagged his 7th assist in just 4 games. What a match we had. Absolutely buzzing atmosphere at the Old Trafford. To give me a minute as I pop my live chat. There we go. As well, let me just stream that. Yep. Just had to make sure I trimmed my, in fact, got my live chat popped out, because if I did not, I wouldn't be able to interact with you guys. Yes, that is that. I popped the live chat out onto my screen. And to get on to the match, what a match we had. My predicted score was 3-1, and in fact we went on to score 4 goals. Importantly, 3 points back, on top of the table, to the Champions League we move. About the match, I think, like I said, a buzzing atmosphere at the Old Trafford. Even the commentators kept on commenting on the atmosphere at Old Trafford, that they've never seen the crowd fill out that stands so quickly, just to see Ronaldo even warm up, and that atmosphere, the noise, the chants, everything was something special. And Ronaldo's comments on these two were really great as well. Overall, Newcastle United, the way things starting from the 5th minute itself, United shows the mentality they had. I told you it was scary, but not for us, and definitely you did see that how Newcastle United approached the match. Overall, like I said, a great match. Importantly, 3 points back, some good performances there. Last time out against Wolves, we did see a slow tempo. I think that changed a lot. We saw a better game yesterday. It was more fast moving. There were a few good passes. It was collectively. It was not just a Ronaldo show. Ronaldo did not steal a show. In fact, yes, he did steal a show. But Jesse Lingard came onto the pitch and told that, folks, I'm still here. I've not renewed my contract, but I'm still a Manchester United player, so don't even forget me. And so yes, he decided to finish things off. So let's get to the match ratings, in fact player ratings. But before things, let me just bring you out a few comments Cristiano Ronaldo had to say on his second debut for Manchester United. It's not in precise order, but let me just give this out to you. So Cristiano Ronaldo, it starts off with what Cristiano Ronaldo had to say, in fact, was that when I started the game, I was so nervous. I think nobody really expected that from Cristiano Ronaldo, did they? Because he is a GOAT. He's played all over the world with all that experience. Who would have thought that he is nervous to go out there and play that game? But the man himself has spoken, and he did say he was nervous. He did say, when I started the game, I was so nervous, I swear. It is normal, because I did not expect that they would sing my name all game. The reception is incredible, but I am here to win games and help the team, is what Cristiano Ronaldo did say. Moving on, he also says the team needs to be mature if we want to win the league and Champions League, which I think this season for Oli should be two main targets. We talk about bringing trophies, we talk about bringing silverware and bringing back the glory days for Manchester United. I think two top targets for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be this season is the Premier League and Champions League, and I think Cristiano Ronaldo knows that too. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself knows that as well. I think it's no secret to him. He says the team needs to be mature if we want to win the league and Champions League, but we are in a good way, and I am here to help the team. Definitely, Cristiano, you have to help these lads out. You are the experienced man. Nurture them, tell them what they've got to do, and are going to come back. Just give me a moment. I think my stream's a bit frozen. Having a few issues with live chat. Hold up. Let me just stream that. There we go. That's better. Alright. That is what Cristiano Ronaldo had to say as well, and he further had to say about his return to Old Trafford. Yes, we all want to hear that, don't we? Yeah. He says, my return to Old Trafford was just a brief reminder of why the stadium is known as the Theatre of Dreams. Definitely, it is the Theatre of Dreams. We did see a post by Jesse Lingard on social media. I'm not quite sure if you guys have seen it, but I did see Jesse Lingard did post a picture on Instagram and Twitter where when he was a kid, I think Ronaldo was 18, where he was there for the youth training. It was a training camp. I'm not quite sure what it was, but Ronaldo was there for their training session, and he did show off a few skills and how his ball control and all that. And Jesse Lingard was just a kid then, and he had posted that photo along with the photo of him playing yesterday against Cristiano Ronaldo, and he did say dream big, and dreams do come true. Dreams do come true in the Theatre of Dreams. What a place to be, what a time to be a Manchester United fan. Like the Manchester United admin on social media did say, there is no better feeling than being had happened before the match. In fact, he did say about a speech he did give. He was requested to sing. I'm not quite sure if he was requested to sing, but what he did say was Varane sang. So of course, Rafael Varane, the Rolls-Royce defender, has sang as well. Sancho sang, and I sang 18 years ago. So last night I did not sing, but I gave a little speech with my teammates to thank them. I mean, what a signing for Manchester United. Instant impact, the GOAT himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. He came in, he saw, he conquered. The best there is, the best there ever, the best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be. Abdul Khalik says, what's up, man? It's been a long time, isn't it? In fact, you came on Friday, if I'm not wrong. And Charlie Fight says, miss me. Man, yeah, I kind of missed you. This live chat keeps popping out, which is starting to cause a problem. Let me just move this live chat here. There we go. That is that there. So to start off with the player ratings, before I start off with the player ratings, let me give you all the squad yesterday. So starting off, in between the sticks, it was David De Gea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, Rolls-Royce at centre back, partnering with on top form, I must say. He got himself an assist yesterday as well. Nemanja Matic holding that midfield for Manchester United. At number 8 was Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Greenwood, generational talent. Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, the man himself, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be. And on the left wing, interestingly on the left wing, Jadon Sancho. Anyway, it was on the left wing since Sancho, in fact, Greenwood, Mason Greenwood, and he was on the right wing. Charlie Fike says, why didn't Cavani get a chance in the game? Interesting question. He was left present at Old Trafford when the match was happening. He was watching it with his wife and children as well, and interesting. So Cavani wore a decent suit, and not quite sure what you call it, because the Busby Babes, he had those things, one of those things, I forgot the name for it. It was the Busby Babes. Interesting. He is a man himself, and I did watch one of the interviews of Manchester United player. Who would it have been? And Cavani's answer to that was Eric Cantona. It's no surprise, is it? Cantona, he's a Manchester United legend, one of the best strikers Manchester United had. His attitude, his love for the game, his passion, and his never give up attitude, definitely. And had Eric Cantona and Cavani been at that same era playing together, my goodness, it would have been havoc. So to start off with player ratings, let me start off with David De Gea. On screen, as you can see, is David De Gea. Yes, why I use this picture specifically with that number 1 is because he is my number 1 goalkeeper. Definitely, isn't he? He is my number 1 goalkeeper. With Henderson getting back to fit, and getting back to training. I told you this agenda about David De Gea and Henderson is going to be back. Not good enough the back. He is not commanding. His service from the back is poor. David De Gea this, David De Gea that. Well, let me tell you one thing. David De Gea is back. Superb performance yesterday. I thought he did not have much to do. The goal that he conceded, I really don't think he could do anything there, did he? Maguire was out of position. I thought Maguire shouldn't have committed to that tackle. I'll get back to that later. Rafael Varane, what he did, I'll get back to that later as well. But with what David De Gea had to do for that goal, I really don't think he couldn't do anything there, really, was it? It was 2-on-1 for Rafael Varane. As soon as Rafael Varane committed to that tackle, Maximin passes the ball to Aquino, and he equalizes the game. De Gea couldn't do anything. A decent performance, I would say, and I think that pass he made out to Greenwood. You talk about David De Gea not being good at the back, his service not being good at the back. Take that, all you haters out there, all you Dean Henderson stands. Take that. To all you people who says that Dean Henderson should be the number 1 goalkeeper for Manchester United. To all you people who say that his service at the back is back. Take that. What a pass that was by David De Gea to Mason Greenwood. And once again, Mason Greenwood being part of that that goal. And I think that was a superb pass. You don't often see that by David De Gea. I think David De Gea has been having a few world-class games. Against Southampton, he had a world-class save. Against Wolverhampton, he had a world-class save. Not much to do defensively, I should say. He couldn't really do anything. He really couldn't do anything on that goal. But David De Gea is back. He's back with his old hairstyle, and the old David De Gea is back. And the man who put him to that bad form he was in is in Manchester United. So yes, he does not have to fear anything. His weakness is now a part of his strength. Maybe that's the way you should say. And I rated David De Gea with 7. I'm not quite sure what you guys think of it. You guys might have a different rating. You guys might have a different opinion. So do send in your ratings. Do send in your opinion on the live chat. I rated him a 7. You might rate him a 6, maybe an 8, maybe a 9, and maybe even a 10. You never know. So do send your opinion on the live chat. Thanks for all the love shown throughout these days, throughout the shows, throughout all the shows we've had. In fact, once again, keep interacting, stay tuned. As we go on, as the channel goes on, as the channel grows, we'll only keep being better, and we can only keep being better with you guys. So do send in your opinion on the live chat, your ratings, whether it's a 7, 8, 9 opinions they differ. And with David De Gea, I've started off with a 7. So moving on, let me move on to Aaron Van Bissaka. Spider-1, there you go. That's Van Bissaka. Bet you, yo. bet you any other right back in the world does not have the swag our right back have, is it? I would love to see Aaron Wan-Bissaka score a goal and do this celebration. Interesting one, isn't it? Someday I'm going to play futsal and score a goal. I'm going to do it. Before that, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to do it and show me how I should do it. Rabia Jumadin says, you're doing great, bro. So happy for you. Thank you once again. Thanks a lot for supporting. Abdul Khalid says, Maguire disaster class. Come on, bro. Let's just keep that aside. I know there can be negatives. You know, it's easy to criticize than, you know, accept the good that has been done. Yes, if you tell me to pick negatives out of that match, I could pick up plenty. But yesterday was a positive day. We won the match 4-1. 3 points back, on top of the table. Couldn't get better, right? Let's leave the negatives aside for once. Let's leave that negative aside. I'm finding it a little difficult since I've got the pop-up chat. It's taking time. There we go. Charlie Fight says AWB was awful. I wouldn't say awful. He had a quiet game, didn't he? With his crossing, yes. I'm sorry. AW was awful with his crossing. Listen, I've told you. I've kept telling this to you. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is just 23 years old. And he's quite young. And like I always say, like I have kept telling throughout this channel, there is only room for improvement. People judge him quite a lot. What people don't understand is he is young. He is 23. And in my opinion, currently he is the best defensive right back at the Premier League. Offensively, like I told you, he has room for improvement. And something I noticed yesterday at the game was like early on, Manchester United, like now that our win backs, especially the likes of Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, know that we've got a proper striker who can hit the ball. I know we've had Cavani, but now in service, we need more service if we are to get the best out of such as Cavani and Ronaldo. And something I noticed yesterday was that Aaron Wan-Bissaka, not just Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I saw Bruno Fernandes, I saw Paul Pogba, and even Luke Shaw all trying to whip in crosses. I did notice this most from Aaron Wan-Bissaka because the other times I don't see this in his game, but yesterday early on in that first half, I did see Aaron Wan-Bissaka, whipping plenty of crosses out there. It was not the best of crosses. Yes, it was not the best of crosses, but as you can see, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the coaching staff is working on it. So they are making him go forward and sending those crosses. Something. Listen, we've got to excuse Aaron Wan-Bissaka in a way because it's been only 2 matches since Rafael Varane has come into that defense. Previously, we had Victor Lindelof last season. With Victor Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka had to always tuck in, always hold hands with Lindelof and protect him. He had to protect Lindelof because whenever it came on to one-on-ones with Lindelof, Lindelof was nowhere going to win it. But with Rafael Varane, when he comes in, something that I noticed, I'm not quite sure if you guys have been watching him, but I've been watching Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now with Rafael Varane next to him, he does not tuck in and he has the freedom to move forward even more and whip those crosses. So this shows you improvement that the team, that the coaching staff is working on it. I'll tell you, it will take time, maybe this season, maybe even 2 seasons. I think 2 seasons is way too much. This season is the maximum we could give him, right? I think this by the end of this season, in my opinion, Aaron Wan-Bissaka's crosses and offensive output is going to be much better with Rafael Varane coming into that defense. He is only 23 and like I always say, he only has room for improvement. And for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I've rated him a 6. Now, at one moment he did lose possession and it was Saint Maximin with the ball, and yesterday I thought Alan was really dangerous. His dribbling, he had the pace, he had the legs to move forward, but he was quite dangerous. An average game for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He did some, like I told you, he was trying to whip in those crosses. The start of the second half, you did see a cross coming in, but it was in no man's land. So yes, he is working on his game, and as time goes, I'm sure this will improve, and I'll bet you one day he'll be one of those right backs out there. You might have an argument on that say, but one day. So do send me your ratings on the live chat forum as well. Charlie Fike further says that he has to try and feed more balls into the box. Like I told you, Charlie, something that Aaron Wan-Bissaka was doing. The first half last game was whipping those crosses. Throughout the past season, something we did not see from Aaron Wan-Bissaka was going forward often and whipping in crosses. But something we saw yesterday was his movement forward and his how do I put it in the right words? He was trying to put in those crosses. It was not working and try to pass the ball instead of whipping that cross. He also says as a fullback, his offensive threat is less than average. Maybe that's why you think he's the best defensive fullback, because that's all he does. Mate, like, that's not the only reason, but defensively, what he does is really special. He's got long legs, he keeps sliding those tackles. You've seen it throughout last season. He pocketed, who was it? Raheem Sterling on that Manchester derby. Along with Axel Tuanzebe against PSG, if I'm not wrong, he did a good job as well. Throughout last season, against the big guns like Manchester City, Liverpool and Chelsea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka defensively has been quite good for Manchester United. He has been above expectations. So, like, he is 23. Yes, his offensive output is not good enough yet, but he'll improve, he'll get there. Defensively, for me, he is the best right back. You've got your opinion, I've got mine, mate. So no worries. Charlie Five says, would you label Sancho as a flop judging his recent performances? Bro, how can you judge a player in just 2 matches? Bundesliga is a one-horse race. It's where Bayern Munich steal all the good players from all their teams. It's like Bayern Munich is like the king, and the others are like blah blah blah. And you've got to give the king. If you want to live, you have to give the king. It's a league like that. It's a one-horse race. It's a much slower league than the Premier League. And when a player comes from Germany, I know Jadon Sancho, he is an English lad. He did not play a lot of football in England. He was in Germany at the Bundesliga. He was quite good. I think he and Haaland were a dangerous duo, the duo to watch out for at the Bundesliga. He came into the Premier League, and it's not easy. The physicality is much more higher than the Bundesliga. The game is faster. Your work rate has to be much more better than your work rate at the Bundesliga. And like I told you, he started on the Wolves game, if I'm not wrong. Yes, he started on the Wolves game. The football Manchester United specifically played is not the football suitable for Jadon Sancho. I told this last show. I told this the show before that as well. I've said, if you want to play with the likes of Jadon Sancho, if you want to play with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, the brand of football you have to play should be better than the football we play. Against Wolves, it was a slow tempo. When you play the slow tempo, that does not work with the likes of Ronaldo and Sancho. The game Sancho is used to playing is that pass and go game. He passes, he goes, he passes, creates dribbles, and then he scores. But when you play that slow tempo, it is not his game. So he will take his time to adapt. The actual thing is, Bruno Fernandes came into the Premier League and he hit the ground running with a bang. That is what we expected with Jadon Sancho because of his superb shows at the Bundesliga. But the Premier League compared to the Bundesliga is different. He is young. He is 21 or 22. Whereas Bruno Fernandes has had plenty of experience. He's played for Portuguese. He is an experienced player. He is just that world-class type of player who can hit the ground running at the Premier League. Whereas Jadon Sancho is a young prospect. So you can't expect a player like Jadon Sancho to come into the Premier League and hit the ground running. He is still young. I thought he had a good game against yesterday against Newcastle. Yes, his performance was not very highlighting, but he had a decent game compared to the game he had against Wolves. He's still finding his legs. He's still trying to set the ship stable. So yes, he is a young talent. He'll take his time, but with time, I think Jadon Sancho will be one of the best right wingers at the Premier League. Charlie Fike also says, sympathy aside, do you really think VDB has a place in the starting 11 considering this dream team Man U has built? I'll get to that question. I did want to touch on that as well. I'll get to that as I go on with the show. So moving on from Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I've rated him a 6. Do send in your ratings at the live chat. Like I told you, it differs Football is about opinion. Do send in your ratings as well. From Aaron Wan-Bissaka, we move on to Rolls-Royce Rafael Varane. Varane's arrival to Manchester United has been eclipsed by Cristiano Ronaldo, hasn't it? Ronaldo has come in just one match, his first match yesterday, his second debut for Manchester United. He's got himself a brace, he's hit the ground running. But still, if you talk about signing of the summer, for me, it is Rafael Varane. Maybe if a defensive midfielder came in, my opinion would have been different, but we don't have a defensive midfielder. We did not sign a defensive midfielder, in fact, and we've got Rafael Varane. We needed that experience next to Harry Maguire. We needed pace, in fact, next to Harry Maguire. I think that is exactly what we've got in Rafael Varane. He is in his prime. He's won everything you could ever win. He's won the World Cup, the Champions League, the Spanish League, the cup games, the other cups at Spain. I'm not quite sure what you call them. He's won everything. He's played 14 finals, won all 14 of them. Rolls Royce of a defender. What a player he is for Manchester United. What a signing he is for Manchester United. You did see. You talk about Harry Maguire and Rafael Varane. For me, Harry Maguire is here and Rafael Varane is here. Rafael Varane is just a class above Harry Maguire, isn't it? Yes, you talk about Maguire's experience, you talk about Varane's experience. I think Maguire is only about 2 years younger to Rafael Varane, but Rafael Varane is Rafael Varane. Rafael Rolls-Royce Varane. I rated Rafael Varane a 7. Now I know you might go at me for this, for giving him a 7. You might tell me that he could have done, should have done better with the goal. We did concede. Listen, first off, the goal we conceded, how it started was Harry Maguire was out of his position. I thought he shouldn't have committed to that tackle. He should have waited. He should have ran back instead of committing to that tackle. He was out of position. He committed towards the tackle. He committed to the tackle. He missed it. Rafael Varane 2-on-1. Alan Saint-Maximin, who is a very good dribbler. We've seen what he can do. He's got a huge. He's got a big bag of skills up with him. It was 2-on-1. And Rafael Varane waited, and as soon as Rafael Varane committed to that tackle, it was simple for Alan Saint-Maximin. He just had to pass it for Manquillo, and it was from there, it was Manquillo's goal to lose, I must say. Daya couldn't do much as well. Varane, it was a 2-on-1. You can't expect, I know he is a Rolls Royce of a defender, he is a world-class defender, 2 against 1. I don't think even Sergio Ramos would have done it. So yes, I really don't think he could have done much for the goal we conceded. And something that I did highlight from the match yesterday against Newcastle was Rafael Varane's long passing. You know, when Rafael Varane came in, Victor Lindelof had to go, and there were a few Victor Lindelof fans worried because we might, with Victor Lindelof coming out, we know that we are getting a world-class defender in Rafael Varane. But people quite like that long pass Victor Lindelof has. Those assists he gave to the likes of Martial, Rashford, that long pass Lindelof has in him. And yesterday's game, if you do go watch the highlights again. If you don't have time to watch the highlights, it's just 3 minutes, but there is a video of Rafael Varane's performance on the Manchester United app, which is only 2 minutes. So do go watch that. And if you do watch that closely, Rafael Varane's long passing, I must say, he was exceptional. He had a few good passes from quite back. He passed it to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw had a good touch. I thought he had a few very good passes, long passes. So yes, I think we can play from the back. We've got a guy who can pass, who's got that experience to talk about winning mentality and all that. He's got it all in him, man. He's got it all in him. Be it the passing, be it the defending, be it the trophies. Rafael Varane, I think he's got it all in here. What a player. I've given him a 7. Not quite sure what your opinion is. Once again, do send in your thoughts on that as well on the live chat. From Rafael Varane, we move on to Harry Maguire, our captain. An interesting one. To start off, like I told you, the goal we conceded. He was out of position. He shouldn't have committed to the tackle. He should have gone quite back as well. He should have ran back instead of committing to the tackle. He committed to the tackle. He missed it. It cost us a goal. Other than that, I thought it was a decent performance, so I've given him a 6. I went with an average 6 for him. Listen, you might have a shout on that with me for me as you might have a shout on that. It was a positive day yesterday, Ronaldo day. It was Ronaldo day, a brace for Ronaldo. Hit the ground running. It was all positives. So let's stick to positives and not get to those negatives. Because, like I told you, if you are to take negatives from this game, I could take a plenty. Charlie Fike says, even with Varane, Man U are looking miserable at the back. We saw Newcastle hit y'all with those counter attacks over and over. Your thoughts? Good question. I actually knew that question would come to me, and I was going to touch on that as well. With Rafael Varane coming in, something we have seen with the Manchester United defense is that we play quite a high line than usual. With Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire as the defensive duo, we play quite back. And with Rafael Varane coming in, I thought we play quite a high line of a defense. Aaron Van Bissaka and the likes of Luke Shaw move forward, move freely now. They move up, we move forward than usual. Then the times when we had Lindelof at the back. So yes, you have to expect those counter attacks. I think we will surely work on that. But it's Manchester United. When opponents play Manchester United, it is a low block. So yes, they always look to hit on the counters. So the goal we conceded, if you look at it this way, it was not miserable after all yesterday, because the goal we conceded was a mistake by Harry Maguire. I think he shouldn't have committed to that tackle. Had he not committed towards that tackle, had he not been out of position, we would have had a clean sheet there. So the goal we conceded was of a silly mistake. So nothing really miserable, is it? Because we did handle that against Wolves as well, with the likes of Adama Traore, Francis Trincao, Raul Jimenez. I really don't think it's miserable at the back. It looks much more better, in fact, for me. Abdul Khalid says 6. Yes, a bit too much for Maguire. Like I told you, a positive day, a positive match. So let's stick to positives. I did want to go with a 5, in fact, with Harry Maguire, but I stick to a 6 because it was all positives. So yes, let's stick to that. Moving on, having a bad nose. Moving on from Harry Maguire, we go to Luke Shaw. Let me get you that on screen as well. There you go, Luke Shaw, our left back. And man, what a season he had last summer. Last season was one of the best seasons he's had in his career, in fact, I must say. And this season too is going to be quite big for Luke Shaw. I know it's a slow start. I think it's mainly because of the Euros. England went on to the final. It was quite a long tournament for the Englishman as well, especially the likes of Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw. It did not end the way we wanted, but just still a long tournament. They did not have a long vacation as well. They had to come back for training, start the season off once again. So yes, a bit of fatigue playing early on, but I think yeah, he'll hit the ground running once again. With Luke Shaw, I've gone with a 7. Because if you ask me why that assist, I thought that was a very good assist, because Cristiano Ronaldo had 2 defenders on each side, on the left and right, and to put that ball through Cristiano Ronaldo, man, what an assist that was by Luke Shaw. A superb assist. His corners, I thought his deliveries were quite good at the corners. Manchester United couldn't capitalize maybe once there was a slight chance when Rafael Varane went for that back post, but unfortunately did not go at the back of the net. But I really thought his deliveries with the corners were quite good. A decent performance by Luke Shaw, definitely above average, and that is why I've gone with a 7. Moving on, we move on to the midfield, and to start off we've got Nemanja Matic. Let me bring him up on screen for you as well. There we go, Nemanja Matic. No, I'm not rating you with so much. Take that 7 off screen as well. About Matic, I thought he had a weird game, didn't he? He had an okay game. there was nothing much highlighting in that performance. He took a few shots. If you did watch the warm-up session, Matic was taking a few shots on goal as well, and on that match too, he tried two shots. One hit the Newcastle United defender, and the other was sent back to the Stretford end for the fans to give it a kiss. In fact, he had an okay performance for me. I actually wish Nemanja Matic was about 5 years younger in his prime. He is the only midfielder, in fact the best midfielder we've got, who can hold that midfield by himself. The only problem we've got in him is fatigue, because he is aging, his legs are running out. I wish you were 5 years younger, Nemanja Matic. The Matic at Chelsea, man, what a midfielder he would have been for us at this time with this squad we've got. But once again, no excuses for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He said he is happy with the business we've done in the summer transfer window. So yes, he was not expecting to get, he was not targeting a defensive midfielder. So yes, he should be okay. He said he is happy, so he has no excuses. But I think had we got a defensive midfielder, we would have gone for that title. In fact, had we had Nemanja Matic, who was 5 years more younger, that title is ours. And Nemanja Matic, I've gone with a 6 for him, an average performance for me. Nothing really much on that performance, like I told you. So I've gone with a 6. Abdul Khalik says, Pogba to take over corners, a bad thought. Interesting. I think Pogba will look quite impressive on corners, but the thing is, we've got Luke Shaw, who did take almost all the corners along with Bruno Fernandes. So we've got Luke Shaw, we see Mason Greenwood taking corners, which I don't think is quite a good decision, because he is a striker. Maybe if he has the ability to take corners, I think he should be taking it. But from the corners he had in the recent times, I don't think Mason Greenwood is really the guy to take these corners. Maybe with Bruno Fernandes going in for those free kicks, maybe give a try to Pogba. I think that is a good shout. It would be interesting to see what happens, but I really don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to go for that. Moving on, we go to Paul Pogba. And I've got an interesting pick on Pogba, so let me bring that up on screen for you, Matic. You go and Pogba, the celebration, people, the celebration. How does it do? Yeah, perfect, man. What a player for Manchester United. Get that contract signed, get a few trophies, get that contract signed. What a player he is for Manchester United. Hello, I'm Pogba. How may I assist you? Is his key phrase right now at the moment. 7 assists in 4 games here. 7 assists in 4 games. I'll tell you what. The top name on the list of assists at the moment is Paul Pogba. The top goal scorer Bruno Fernandes, and on top of the table is Manchester United. Manchester United everywhere. Manchester United are actually taking over the Premier League at the moment. With Paul Pogba, I thought he had a good game. He had a good assist, a great assist in fact, to finish things off. That assist he gave Bruno Fernandes, in fact, it's an interesting one, isn't it? He just had to pass the ball to Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes scores that worthy of a goal, but it still goes an assist. So yes, 7 assists to his name. The Lingard assist too was a good one. It was a tight one to pass there with all those defenders surrounded. I thought a superb performance. Something I did see early on in that game was Pogba tucking in a bit deep, which was a worry, but later on I did see him move forward and whip in those crosses, and finally he got 2 assists to his name. So that's what matters. 7 assists to his name. Top of the list on assists for the Premier League. What a player, Paul freaking Pogba. And I've rated him a 7. Do send in your ratings on this as well. Maybe an 8. You guys might go with an 8, maybe a 9, maybe a 10. I've gone with a 7. Moving on. We have Bruno Fernandes, El Magnifico. And there you go, that is Bruno Fernandes on screen. Of course you've seen him, but that celebration, man, what a celebration. The interesting thing on celebrations now is that you see Pogba imitating celebrations as well. As soon as Bruno Fernandes scored the goal, I went on with that celebration. You see Pogba doing it. Jesse Lingard scores and goes with the celebration. You see Pogba doing it. He looks a happy man at Manchester United, and I've got the feeling that he'll sign that contract pretty soon. Pretty soon. So don't sleep on Paul Pogba leaving Manchester United. In fact, staying at Manchester United, he is going to sign that contract. With Bruno Fernandes, about Bruno Fernandes, what a goal, what a goal. Worthy of a goal he scored. In fact, he scored. He had a lot of space, a lot of time, and he made use of that, capitalized on that, scored a worthy of a goal, and to all the spectators out there, I know Ronaldo is here, but don't you forget me. I've been carrying you all these days, so don't you forget me. So with Bruno Fernandes, I've gone with an 8. A good goal. Apart from that goal early on, I thought he was taking too many shots out of the penalty box, but overall it paid off with a goal. So yes, I did go with an 8. Abdul Khalik says yes, Pogba deserves a solid 8, comparing Maguire receiving a 6. Listen, why I gave Pogba a 7 was that I know he got 2 assists. He is a world-class player. If you ask me why, when you talk about Paul Pogba, apart from those 2 assists he got, he had a quiet game, didn't he? Because if you want to get the best out of Paul Pogba, he has to move way more forward. He had a decent game, but maybe to go an 8 from now onwards, he needs to get those 3 assists and maybe a goal to himself. Yes, he deserves an 8, but I've gone with a 7. All right. Let's do this. Hold up. There you go. Pogba, I've changed my mind. I've gone with an 8. Yes, doing a favor for Abdul Khalik as well. So he says Pogba deserves a solid 8, comparing to Maguire receiving a 6. So yes, we'll go with Pogba with an 8 as well. See, this is why the live chat plays a crucial part. I've got my opinion. At times, all my opinions may not be right. Whereas you guys can help me out at a time like that, and give advise me. In fact, if Maguire deserves a 6, yes, definitely Pogba deserves that 8. So yes, let's go with an 8. So yes, Pogba with the 8 as well. Bruno getting the 8 too. A good game overall for both of them, isn't it? In fact, now that I've given Pogba the 8, the interesting thing is the fact that Bruno has scored the goal. Should he get a 9? In fact, no, as it, I really don't think he had a good game. But with that worthy of a goal he scored, he deserves that 8. Moving on, we go to Mason Greenwood. Oh man, what a picture that is. That celebration, that goal, that crucial goal he scored for Manchester United. Alright. Yes, for Manchester United against Wolves, and once again, the generational talent. He played a role on the first goal that Ronaldo scored. He played a role on that worthy of a goal that Bruno Fernandes scored, because that pass from David De Gea went to Mason Greenwood. Because of that run, Mason Greenwood did make, and yes, he was part of that goal Ronaldo scored. I thought it was a good shot to take. He did take a good shot. It deflected. The keeper should have done better, but he did not. Let's not get to the should haves and could haves and would haves. Let's just stick to what happened. The keeper dropped it, spilled it. Ronaldo capitalized, and Ronaldo's movement, I'll get to that later. And yes, I thought that was a good shot to take by Mason Greenwood on the left foot. We see him quite often taking good shots on that left foot, and yes, once again he did it. The keeper spilled it. At 19, he look at the performances. Mason Greenwood is dropping for Manchester United at 19. People often forget that, don't they? Once again, at 19, carrying the responsibility by himself on that right wing, when you have the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, who is a world-class player, who demands for things, who demands from the players on the field, and he delivers such a performance. I thought he played a crucial part in that first goal with that shot he took. It was a good shot to take. He played a good role in that second goal as well. He made a good run. So I think, once again, Greenwood deserves a 7. Yes, once again, that is my score for Greenwood. Do send in your thoughts on the live chat. Abdul Khalik goes with a yes. with fire after I did give Paul Pogba the definitely made that once for you. Thank you for that. Moving on. The moment I've been waiting for. Not quite sure if you've been waiting for this, but yes, we've got Cristiano Ronaldo next up on screen, and man, what a performance! He came, he saw, he conquered, he came again, and he's conquering again. Hit the ground running. A brace for him. Interesting thing is now. This is where okay, a touch of negative. Okay, a touch of negative. I know I won't talk. I know I did say that I won't talk. I won't bring negatives up. But just one thing. All right. Cristiano Ronaldo got two good chances. He capitalized. I think on the first goal he scored, his movement was superb, because that movement you don't often see from strikers. Maybe you only see from world-class strikers. You've seen Edinson Cavani do that, to have that presence of mind for that movement. I've seen it in Edinson Cavani, and I've seen it in Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm sure even if Edinson Cavani was there as well, he would have done that same move and been ready there had the goalkeeper spilled it to capitalize on that. And Ronaldo, you don't have to talk about Ronaldo if Cavani is a world-class striker, do you? Once again, presence of mind, another level, good movement, made use of that spill by the goalkeeper, took his chance, scored the first goal. On the second goal, Shaw assisted. Yes, Shaw's pass came through, but it slowed down. And the way Ronaldo dragged that ball forward and had that pace to go forward at 36. You know, I was watching the match while I was watching it live, and they had the replay of the goal. So it was and two defenders. I'm not quite sure who it was on the right side of Cristiano Ronaldo. And when Ronaldo started accelerating, the way he started running, man, at 36, I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to walk at 36. And this man sprinting, maybe even fast, so fast, faster than maybe just kidding, but at 36 to be doing that is incredible. The way he tracked that ball and finished it, nutmeg the goalkeeper. I have a comment on that, but I'll just keep that as player. And yes, since it is his second debut at 36, then what he does, the greatest of all time, there you go. That is what I have rated Cristiano Ronaldo. He goes with a 9. Charlie Fike says, I think Greenwood has cemented his role in the starting 11 despite Sancho's signing. Excuse me. Listen, I think Greenwood in fact is still 19. He still has room for improvement. He is a generational talent. With each game that goes by, he is only improving and getting. I still think Sancho should be playing on that right wing. Greenwood should be focusing on that striker's role. He is 19. He's surrounded by superb players. He's surrounded by a superb squad. He's got the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Edinson Cavani to educate him. He's got the experiences of Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba. He's got world-class players. He's even got Marcus Rashford, who is also a product from the youth squad as well. So yes, he is surrounded by great players. He will only turn into a beast. Trust me. In about he's 19 now. In 5 years he'll be 24. In about 5 years he'll be one of the best players in Europe. And I think after Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, the era is Erling Haaland and Mbappe. And I think Greenwood too will slot into that arguments of Erling Haaland, Mbappe, and himself. So yes, he is not on the right wing and definitely not on the striker's role, since we've got the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Edinson Cavani. But if the right wing is vacant and if Sancho can shift to the left, maybe accommodate Greenwood on the right. But I really think Sancho should start focusing, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be playing Sancho on the right, because he's got to get used to it now itself. It is the Premier League. You can only give him this season to adapt to the league. You can't give him the next season. So yes, as soon as we can accommodate that right flank for Sancho, the better. Moving on, we move on from Ronaldo to Jadon Sancho. in front, because you guys might have a go on me for this. Do give me a second. There we go. Take that off. Oh no, what has happened here? Yep. There we go. With Jadon Sancho, I thought he had a good game. Your people talk about him being a flop, him being this, that, and that. I think he had a good game. Yes, he had a slow game against Wolves. Wolves aside, this is Newcastle we are talking about. I really think Jadon Sancho had a good game. A slow game. Yes, his performance was not the best he could give Manchester United, but he is still adapting. Sorry, I'm having a bad nose. I think he is still adapting to the Premier League. He's still stabling, making that ship stable. I think he is still finding his feet. He'll take his time, and it's only his second start, his third game, if I'm not wrong, or fourth. It's only his third or fourth game. It's only his second start. I've gone with a 7. I know you might have a go on me at this because I gave him a 7 because he did quite well for his second game. He is a player who has come from the Bundesliga, like I keep telling you. He'll find his feet. He did have a decent game, and he also had a shot on goal, which was an unnoticed handball. Go watch the highlights once again. There was a counter attack where it was Bruno Fernandes. I'm not quite sure who was on the front. It was Ronaldo, if I'm not wrong, and on the left flank it was Jadon Sancho running in. Bruno Fernandes passed it to Sancho. The ball slowed down, so he had to take that extra touch, and with his shot it was a handball. I'm not quite sure if it was noticed or if it was not noticed, but I'm not quite sure what VAR was doing there as well, but it was a definite handball. Whether it's a penalty or not, I would not have my say on that because different people have got different opinions, and if I do have a say on that, things might heat up. But I think it's a penalty, man. For the sake of Manchester United, I'll just say that it is a penalty just to make things better for Manchester United, but it was not. So we move on. A decent game for Jadon Sancho. So I've gone with a 7. Abdul Khalid says, suppose Cristiano scored a hat-trick of goals. Is that convincing enough to get a 10 out of 10 rating? Definitely made a hat-trick from a world-class player. At 36, I really don't think what else you could do to get that 10. If you are going with a 9 or an 8 after a hat-trick for Ronaldo, really, what should he be doing to get that 10? I'm not quite sure about that. About that hat-trick, thank you for reminding me on that as well. Like I told you, Cristiano Ronaldo had 2 good chances. He capitalized on them, scored the 2 goals. We all wanted a hat-trick, but where was that third chance created? There was not a third chance created for Ronaldo to take that hat-trick for himself, to take that match ball home. That's where I think the offensive output of our wing backs should be improved. I think there were not enough chances created for that hat-trick. I did say that Aaron Wan-Bissaka will improve, so yes, that will take time. Luke Shaw, like I said, he is a little tired, I must say. He's had a long summer he's had a long season last year as well, so I think he'll take his time a little, but I hope to see him get back to his form by the Champions League, at least after the Young Boys match, because by that time he'll have a good rest most probably. By the West Ham game, I hope to see Luke Shaw back in good form as well. Since we've got to start creating those chances, because Ronaldo did not get that third chance to score that penalty, in fact that hat-trick. So yes, that's a bit of a worry. Another way we could create chances is by getting Pogba forward, and in order to get Pogba forward, we should have the ability to hold that midfield with one player. And no, we don't have the ability to do that because we have only Nemanja Matic who can do that. He is aging, he is running out of legs, running out of minutes, so he can't do that. And when Fred and McTominay comes, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Pogba as well. Moving on, we move on to the substitutes. And We move on to the substitutes and we go with Jesse Lingard. We start off with Jesse Lingard. Is it the right substitution? Is Jesse Lingard the right substitution? I'm not quite sure, because interesting thing about Jesse Lingard is that he refused to sign a new contract. He refused renewal. He refused a contract renewal. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still picks Jesse Lingard over Van der Beek, which shows how far down the midfield list Van der Beek is. Because if Lingard can refuse that contract and manage to get ahead of Van der Beek, I'm not quite sure Van der Beek has a future at Manchester United. For me, the right thing for Van der Beek will be to move in January, and in fact, I think the right thing for Jesse Lingard to do is to move in January, because I think Lingard is here to have that time with Ronaldo. Ronaldo has been a huge inspiration to Jesse Lingard. You saw him post those pics on social media as well, saying kids out there to dream big. So it has been a dream of him to be playing beside Cristiano Ronaldo. So I think he did not move in the summer transfer window from Manchester United was because he wanted to play alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, and for him to refuse that contract and for him to refuse that contract and move in January is a bit harsh on Manchester United. But and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still picks him over Van der Beek, shows that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has his favourites, and he picks these Manchester United boys who come from the youth academy before any other players, with the likes of Martial and Van der Beek, who should have started. You see Lingard being picked over them, shows you see McTominay being picked, who are from youth academy from Manchester United. So yes, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does have his favourites as well. So I think Lingard shouldn't have come in. I thought Martial should have started, or Martial should have come in before Lingard. Van der Beek should have come in before Lingard. But Ole got it right. Lingard came in, he scored a goal. So yes, it was the right substitution in otherwise. So yes, it was the right substitution by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So with that goal he scored, I've given Lingard a 7. Yes, you might have a shout at me at this again. I thought he had a decent performance. You can't go below average, can you? Because he did not have a lot of minutes to play as well. He could barely do anything wrong. He did score that goal. It was a good finish. I thought it was with the defenders surrounded and the goalkeeper straight at him, he had to get that ball curve. So yes, I thought it was a good finish. So I've given him a 7. Moving on from Jesse Lingard, we go on to Anthony Martial. But before Anthony Martial, we've got Donny Van der Beek. Lingard, I'm going to get you out of screen and we'll move on to Donny Van der Beek. I think Van der Beek should be starting. He should have started instead of Matic, but it's fine, it's fine. We did have a good game. I thought coming in for 5 minutes, it's humiliating, isn't it? It's being a bit harsh on Van der Beek. I thought he should have come much more early. If you are giving game time for Van der Beek, you should give more than 5 minutes, because you really can't judge a player 5 minutes, can you? If you can't judge a player on one match, how can you judge a player on his performance for 5 minutes? So yes, I've got to have sympathy for him. I can't go below average. It was an okay game for him. So yes, I've gone with a 6 for Van der Beek as well. Before I move on to Anthony Martial, a few chats on the live chat. Charlie Fike says Jadon Sancho doesn't deserve a rating. Come on, man, come on. He was good yesterday. He is still finding. I really don't get what your agenda is with Jadon Sancho, because he is coming from the Bundesliga. It is a Premier League. Premier League is way better than the Bundesliga. In fact, the best league at Europe, I would say, in the world, in fact. And physicality is much more better. The game is much more faster. Your work rate has to be better. You can't expect a player to come from the Bundesliga and all of a sudden hit the ground running. He is only 21 or 22, isn't it? So really, I really don't get your agenda on him. But yes, that is your opinion. I've got mine, but mate, I don't agree with you. I'm sorry. I don't agree with you on that, because I thought he had a really good performance for his second game. He is still finding his feet, so I've gone with a 7. Moving on, we've got Anthony Martial on screen. He is the next player for us. Before I move on again, Abdul Khalik says, no way you gave him a 7. Come on, man. Let's stick to positives. He had a better than average game. It's just his second game. He is finding his feet. Let's stick to positives. It is a good game, I thought. He'll get there. He'll get there. And you'll know why I gave him a 7. He'll get there. He'll get there. Pogba at his best and you rate him 8. Sancho at his worst, you rate him 7. Okay, come on. Come on, man. Because, listen, Pogba has been at the Premier League for more than how many years? He's been here for more than 2 to 3 years, Pogba. Pogba is a player who knows the Premier League. Pogba has adapted to the Premier League. He is a world-class player. He is getting to his prime years. Whereas with Jadon Sancho, he is young, man. He is only 21. People misjudge him because of his good show at the Bundesliga. Like I keep telling you, like I'm telling you once again, Premier League is way different from the Bundesliga. Yes, maybe a Haaland can hit the ground running. Haaland is Haaland. Jadon Sancho is Jadon Sancho. He will take his time. The thing is people expect Jadon Sancho to hit the ground running because of his heroics at the Bundesliga. You shouldn't judge a player on 2 matches, mate. Come on, give him time. And maybe with one more season, with this season, after this season, we'll see how things go. Pogba is a world-class player. To get to that 9, get to that 10, you have to give something more than 2 assists. Can maybe a goal? Maybe a hat-trick, because he is a world-class player. Listen, Bruno Fernandes scored a worldie, I've given him an 8. Ronaldo scored a brace, I've given him a 9. Pogba got 2 assists, I've given him an 8. Like I said, your football is about opinion. Maybe that is your opinion, but your agenda on Sancho, I really don't get it, and I don't agree with you on that. And moving on to Anthony Martial. Only there for 5 minutes. You can't judge a player on 5 minutes. You got to have sympathy with the substitutes, don't you? So yes, I've gone with a 6, an average performance. With the substitutes, I normally have sympathy on the substitutes, unless they do that big mistake and cost us something. I'll go with a 6, and I've given him an average performance as well. Do send in your opinions. Don't stop that, because football is about opinion. And sending your opinion on the live chat matters, because maybe if I'm wrong, I can correct myself as well. Moving on, from Anthony Martial, we got our manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. No, I've not rated him a 6. Hold up. Let's see what I've rated him with. About Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, interesting one. Can you blame Solskjaer? No, you can't. Yes, we expected Van de Beek to start. We did not. The interesting thing about Solskjaer is he's got his favourites. It's very clear. You saw it with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer bringing Jesse Lingard before Van de Beek and Martial. Fred was to be banned, and he was on the verge of getting banned. In fact, not just Fred, all the Brazilians, in fact, and yet he gets a place on that bench. It's interesting. It shows that Ole has his favorites. Maybe instead of Fred, you should have bought in maybe a Mejbri, maybe a Shorty, and given him maybe those 5 minutes you've given Jesse Lingard, Van de Beek or Martial. You should have given it to one of Mejbri and Shorty. But you can't blame Solskjaer. We won the game 4-1. He got the lineup right. He got the substitutions right. People were going to question him on bringing Lingard before the others. Lingard came in as coach, so you can't question him on that. It was the right substitution. Ole got it right. He got the lineup right. So yes, I've gone with a 7 for Ole. Do send in your opinions on that as well, because opinions differ. Football is about opinions. So I've rated Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with a 7. Manula Himanshu says his starting lineup is spot on and his substitutions were spot on. He deserves an 8 out of 10. Interesting. Yes, maybe he deserves that 8 out of 10. True. Yes, he got the starting lineup spot on. He got the substitution spot on as well. I've given him a 7 because I still feel tactically in a sense, the way we play that game, I think we can do much more. We need to be more clinical. We need to create more chances. He has to work more on that, Solskjaer. But I think, yeah, maybe he deserves that 8. I've gone with a 7. So yes, opinions differ, mate. So that is it for the show today. That is it. We were here, in fact, at 10 p.m. for the match reaction and player ratings. Unfortunately, last show I did say you guys to predict the score, and if you do get it right, I will give you a shout out. No, none of you predicted. None of you predicted it. I predicted 3-1. Unfortunately, there was one extra goal. In fact, fortunately, it gives us an advantage on goal difference. I did, in fact, enjoy the show. It was a little difficult for me to do with bringing up these players on screen. But yes, I did enjoy this show. I hope you did enjoy as well. A lot of opinions, a lot of arguments sent on the live chat. Do keep sending. I've got my opinion, you've got mine. Do send in your opinions on the live chat. But before I go, Manula Himanshu says, bro, we scored 4 goals against a bus parking team. True. Yes, we did score 4 goals against a bus parking team. Maybe all he deserves that 8. Alright. There you go. I've given Ollie an 8 for you. There we go. Yes, Newcastle did park the bus. We scored 4 goals. It was 4 good goals, but I think there is still room for improvement, because this was Newcastle. If you are not going to trash Newcastle, who are you to trash? Because if you are going to play against the big teams, I think there should be much more improvement. When you take the likes of City, Liverpool, there should be much more improvement, because we can't be relying on individual brilliance. Bruno Fernandes scored a worldie of a goal. How often does that happen? You don't often see a player score worldie of a goal. Jesse Lingard scored, was a good finish. Overall, a good match. Yes, so yes, since you do say that I've given Ole Gunnar Solskjaer an 8, I'll stick with that 8 as well. So there you go, an 8 for you, mate. Shout out to Manula Himanshu for that. That is it for the show, folks, tonight. Player ratings and match reaction. I hope you've enjoyed the show. A lot of opinions sent on the live chat. Do keep sending your opinions on the live chat. If you've got questions, do send us that as well. Do follow us on our Instagram page. The link's in the description. Do follow us on Instagram for your latest Manchester United news throughout the week. Until I see you next Sunday, stay home, stay safe, wear a mask, sanitize yourself, and have a good night and a blessed week. This is the United Forum.